All right, all right. What is up, everybody? Welcome. We are here a little bit early. Thursdays, I am usually live at noon, but because Elephant Challenge is going on, Pace Morby's doing 4 nights of insanity with Deal Sauce and Elephant Challenge. I wanted to come on and do a little warm up, but also just get in here a little bit earlier in a different time, and also see if different folks can respond to this because noontime doesn't work for everybody on the East Coast or even on the West Coast. So, welcome. My name is Justin Tuminowski. I am with Deal Sauce, and I'm pleased to be here. Let's go through some things, make some comments. I'm watching on Instagram. I believe I can watch you guys here, and then I can see the comments. So, if you guys got comments, you want to see some things, shout them out. Got comments here. Absolutely. So let's get into it, guys. If there's no comments, no concerns, no questions, we can pull lists. But really, for me, I can do a broad overview of Deal Sauce. If you don't know what Deal Sauce is, most of my friends, most of the people have been on, whether you're inside of the Subto communities or Gator, top tier, Owners Club, you guys have seen me on here. But if you're new to me, new to this space, or new to investing, welcome. So Deal Sauce is a real estate search program software, but we're just pulling out all the stops. So you got Pace Morby and Jamil Damji behind it, and we're at the tip of the iceberg, and there's just so much more to come. So guys, buckle up. It's going to get interesting. And the coolest part of it is there's just so much every week, every other month, every month, there's always something new coming out, and it's bundles of like new topics and new items and the latest. So excited to share those things with you guys. Today, I'm going to share, I can go over it unless we have some things to go through, but today I'm going to go through some of the comping. We redesigned the comping, but we also modified it, right? And then we have some rental income, MLS data, public data, MLS data. I want you guys to be able to jive between the two when you're doing your comping. And I think we're bringing AI inside of the comping too. So more to come, but let's go through it. And again, stop me at any time. Bring some of this down here. So guys, we're going to be checking it out on Deal Sauce here. This is just your main screen. Let's rip right through and go to some of the latest and greatest features. So if you guys don't know, this is just a residential side of the, searching. So we have residential, commercial, and whether this changes now or in the future, it doesn't matter. In your basic subscriptions, you get everything. Mobile home parks to the mobile homes, right? So if you just want to go find mobile homes on land, or you want to go find a mobile home park, we can do that here. You want to go find vacant land, parking lots, hotels, churches, schools, whatever you want. Single families, multifamily. We got that. I'll get into some of this other stuff later. It's called Find and Fix and Flippers. That's some of the dopest stuff I've ever seen. No one that I know has it. And we're talking about finding private money lenders, fix and flippers, landlords, and note holders. So folks that might be holding the notes on assets, they might be able to sell or finance you a house, right? And private money lenders, people that are lending out that money, we're literally silver platter that thing right to your doorstep. You type in an area, we can tell you who's lending money in that area. Now it's up to you to go out, reach out to that person and ask them, maybe they can be your lender, but it doesn't get much easier than that. So let's go into Maricopa County, Arizona. I don't care what we do. We can go pick some different asset classes. Right out of the gate, you're going to see wholesale deals being posted. So there's a wholesale deal at 6521 North 2nd Street. 2 Street, North 2 Street. Shouldn't that be 2nd? Yeah. 1.1, 5-bed, 3-bath. But someone's got it under contract. So, do you want to go reach out to that wholesaler? You could contact them, maybe make a friend, maybe make an inquiry. Maybe they're a buyer, maybe they're a seller, maybe you have deals for them. So, you can look at every one of these items in this Deal Sauce and you can figure out how to make money with it. It's not just buying a deal. There's 5 layers behind it that you can use. All right, so it doesn't matter. Let's go into, take this map. Let's go pick a place. Let's go check this place out. Hey, Deborah. I just signed up for a 2-week trial today, poking around. I noticed the properties I found don't have photos, or if they have, just one photo, do they have recommendations? So, Deb, I would ask you the question of, are we talking on market photos? So if it's gonna be something that's on market or something just like I did here where I don't believe it's on market. Nope, it's not on market. So this house is just an address, could be anyone's address, and we're just gonna give you a bird's eye view of it. So let me know if that's something you're off market. Yeah, so Deb, I can tell you, we probably won't do a Google. I don't know if I've ever seen that. Well, we won't do, for instance, you do generate the and it comes up as maybe their Google image like this. Oh, look at even Zillow does it. But we won't be able to bring that property front and center to you unless there was an old listing. So we're actually looking back sometimes upwards of 5 years in the MLS. So if they do have some of the photos, we may be able to extract those. However, we're not going to bring up a Google Street View. And often think about it, some folks haven't had a Street View in probably forever. I know that's a fact somewhere. So I can tell you more recent photos. Let's go through this. Let me go backwards. So we'll bring up Maricopa County. So we're going to bring up assets like this. So I can tell you right now that that's not for sale, but 100% you're seeing a photo because it was on market. Same with these. Now we are working on certain ways of actually maybe hovering over the bubbles and this photo popping up as well. Or maybe the street view will pop up. So we are going to get better. And I think your request is we'll probably find some middle ground on it where we maybe do bring a Google image if there's one. But I think I found it's a lot harder to just sometimes they're crappy photos, they're grainy. And if Google image or Google Drive or has not been down that street in some years, a lot of the country is like that. You're going to get a grainy image. We're just going to do a bird's eye view. So if I did a Google search in one case, yeah, I found photos of old listings. Too much information for me, but I can tell you that there was a big lawsuit years ago where photographers were not allowing their photos for private listings or listings to be out on the Google, on the interwebs. A little too much information there, but I could tell you that like we're constantly trying to bring photos in. We want to do the best and the sexiest, but there was actually rulings that people say that's our property. Those photos are ours. We're not allowing you guys to use those. So actually they repealed a lot of that back. Too much information, but Deb, I just wanted to give you that because it's not a question I get all the time, but you're spot on. It's something that we're mindful of. But Deb, I would say anytime type in if there's a search you want to see or if there's something you got a question on, by all means, let me know. So cool. What up, Kevin? So just popping up a random property. This was sold in 23. So obviously we have the old listing information. I mean, we still have the agent's information here. And that's the cool thing here. You guys, you get a subscription. Even if you have a team member that has a subscription, you could join their team for nothing. That's the cool part. I didn't think we talk about enough, but you get to bring the homies, the friends in here, even if you have just one subscription. So let's say that Deb, who's just got her subscription, she got a free trial. When she becomes a full member or she becomes a subscriber, she can bring her team in here. And I don't want to deviate too much, but guys, right here is the team button under settings. You get to bring your team in. Sure, are they going to have their own entire site portal themselves? No, they'll have their own area of it, but you guys will all be able to use this as a team. So that's pretty cool too. And that's again makes essentially this software free. So we got your agent information. And then let's say that you did bring in someone who has no money, wants to do deals. They have time, but no money. You have the money, but no time. Perfect example is, hey, let me get you a subscription in here. Let me get you in my team. I'll sign you up. You get to control that. So if they stop showing up, you just remove their access. But this is a way to also bring value to someone else. And then someone can obviously reciprocate that with you. So Jason, I signed up and no login information sent. Give it a second. I would say, when did you do that? And do me a favor, email support@dealsauce.io, support@dealsauce.io. I'll put this up right here. I'm going to put this in the side chat, guys. I'm going to post it up on the. I'll just put it up there. It's a little large, so I might take it down in a minute. Yeah, brother, hit them up again. I would say if you haven't gotten an email, I do know there was some email. There was quite a few people that signed up all at the same time, as you can imagine, when Pace went live. So just don't sign up again. Hit support and hit support again. Double tap them. Yeah, they're resolving the problem because what happened is a lot of folks came in at the same time, and then I think there's some automations, and then check your junk file, check your spam. Jackie's on here and she says, "Who is Deal Sauce for? How can EMD and double close lenders use this?" Oh, Jackie, you're so good. We actually did a filter just for you. So if you give me 1 second, can we share on not Subto? I don't know what that means, Maritza, but let me know. So guys, we have all your agent information here. Look at this before and after. We're going to give you a before and after snapshot. And the questions that are piling up, I will get to you guys. Don't worry. So, and sometimes we're going to give you that after photo. So let's say that this sold in 19 and then you just put on the market, 24. And we have brand new photos of it. We're going to give you the before and afters. And it's really cool when you do get to see that. We're actually creating a filter right now just to see before and after photos. I think that's pretty rad. So yeah, that's another feature in here. So that's more for the fix and flip, doing your comping. Furthermore, you get your AI, your sellability scores. So we're using this as AI technology. There's other videos and stuff for that. And guys, if you're not going to get something here, or maybe I skimmed over something today, just be sure, come back to my YouTube channel. There's a ton of videos and is most likely I've covered it. And just feel free to thumb through the playlist to do for that to happen. So right here, we have the before and afters. And this is just what a property that so happened to buy and sell within a short period of time, right? Just MLS number on the beginning here. What we got? So there's two different MLS numbers. So that tells me, so one was in 2019 and one was in 2022. So we're looking at it as a before and after. You do get to see the appreciation and the gain in value. Furthermore, give you all your basic data, financial insight, and then you got all your mortgage information and transactions and liens and foreclosures and all the good stuff that comes with that. So yeah, skip tracing is extra for now. For now, it's 10 cents. It's really good. And if you don't like paying for skip tracing, go to truepeoplesearch.com. There's other providers, but we're navigating that right now. Everyone who's out there, just so you guys know, you can get skip tracing for nickels. You can get 7,000 for $5. You're going to get a lot of junk. There's really three main big providers out there in the world, and everyone else uses them, right? And then there's the rest of the people. So we don't want to just bring in a bad provider. We want to make sure it's a good provider that we're going to bring all this data in and we're going to do the things for everybody. So if you click on this property and we give you the email, phone numbers, we want to make sure that it's the best to our ability. We don't want to just offer free skip tracing just because. So I hope you guys understand that. So we actually have all that skip tracing is right in this top hand corner. When you add a property or properties to your My Leads bucket up here, there's a button that says Lead Trace, 10 cents. Let's get out of that. All right, so let's get some questions real quick. So we got some people working on some logins. Does Deal Sauce give you comps like Privy? Let's go through it right now. I was going to actually touch base on that today. So hit any property. You got a comparable button right here. So we just released some of this, and we just found this little, I just came off a meeting. Oh, they already fixed it. But yeah, guys, look at, immediately hit your sold, active, pending. We have that all here. Feel free to check what you want. We have all your, we're going to do some of the pre-filtering for you. Sold in the last year, single property condo. I mean, you can click what you want, obviously. And then you can do a combined. So let's go through some of these right here. See if any more questions are here. Sold, rented. Now your rental numbers are going to dictate a little bit differently. As you can see, let's go find one. I don't have one here. But yeah, and we're also blending with you guys. You guys have the ability to have your public data or your MLS data, right? So we're trying to search both, and you're going to have the ability to do both. So we can go into that. And there's several ways of getting into the comps area. This is just one. This was one of the quickest ways of just getting it from a property. Any property you have the comp button right there. I don't even think Pace has talked about it. I don't even think I've talked about it in a long time, but just so you guys we're all clear, we bring and provide an additional software in the basic subscription here. I don't want to jump to it right this second. I just want to like throw the teaser out there because I don't want to not talk about it. However, we call it the portfolios. If you would like this asset right here, this property I have up, 29,627. You added it to your lead bucket or you put it into your portfolio. This is an entire different like CRM underwriting type of software. This is where we have the creative calculators and underwriting, and essentially you can make offers from here. We're going to bring in some lending from here. Man, Pandora's boxes. Again, this is just the tip of the iceberg inside of this side, but I just want to let you guys know there's a other side of this software. It's in the basic subscription as well. I'm not going to really go into it because it could get cumbersome. It could get boring. For those who are looking to get their first deals, I don't necessarily think you need to spend your time in there. I just wanted to, put that note out there that you guys, I mean, right there is another subscription that you don't have to pay for. There's another, we're just trying to over deliver. So I think that's pretty rad. And I don't think we talk about it enough. And again, we're putting more in there. There's more AI coming. There's more things coming in that. So stay tuned. All right. So we went through some of the login. You guys hit the support. I have that on my, I'm going to bring that down. Now you asked about no one left behind. A lot of records weren't up to date. I don't know what that means, but it depends on the area. I will tell you that. So let me know about that. Or maybe it was skip tracing. Hey, Sandra, good to see you on here. And then Sandra asked something. I'm not as good as Pace looking at all these side chat comments. Cool. How quick does pre-foreclosures data get uploaded in the system? Alex, it's a funny question you asked. Yesterday we were on a live and I actually had our data team on a meeting just before this. And we had an example yesterday that, someone goes on auction.com, right? And they go, I don't care where it is. This was in Suffolk County, New York. And I can tell you that we are only as good as they report. So, and I know this for a fact because I'm up in the Northeast, guys. I'm just a little bit north of Boston. And you bet your bottom dollar that you need to go out and do the hard work yourself up here. There are some places that report data, and I'm talking about the county level and the city levels and the town levels. And if they're not reporting it out, there's actually the data providers actually pay people to go to these courthouses to actually document it and record it and then put it in here. That's how wild it is still. So you got to think there's some antiquated practices because a lot of these towns and cities don't report it. So you may see pre-foreclosures out there. You may see listings. You may see all sorts of things out there that, hey, why doesn't that happen here? There's a lot of, how do I put it? So with this parts of the country that don't have internet right now still. So think about how many folks that don't report to us. That just means that you just have little honey holes in your backyard and you just got to go out and do that yourself. I would go to the county. I would go to the clerks if I could in my local backyard all day. And that's what we do actually. And then you use Deal Sauce to layer that. You put those leads in here, you put those prospects in here, and you see what else is going on. Then you do marketing and skip tracing and do all the things because you still need the tool. So, but other areas report really dope data because they're on top of it. So yesterday's example we used was it was just one listing. And yeah, it just fell through the radar. We could not find it. We found one of their old pre-foreclosures, but there was another one and it could have been a different person foreclosing. Could have been a second lien position. So I just want to let you guys know that, like, yeah, some markets going to be really, really strong. Others, I mean, if you're doing it in your backyard, I suggest you go get that data yourself as well, because it's a race to the finish with pre-foreclosures. Oh, we got Winthrop. Yeah, that's right. Love that. Deb, come on some of the lives. Keep coming on these, and then the meetups too. Love to hang out. And then, so Alex, to finish answering your questioning on the pre-foreclosures on how fast we're updating, bro, it could be as fast as 5 minutes, as fast as 5 days. So I do know for a fact, when I was looking at some data a few years ago, there were some cities that every Monday they would throw a pulse out. So let's say that you were behind in your taxes and you paid it on Monday. That following Monday, you could be updated if that city or state or clerk or whoever sent the information back out. Does that make sense? So then you would be in the clear. You'd potentially fall off a tax delinquent list. But yeah, it's a lot of that. All right, so let's look at a few other things. So guys, we have voice search AI technology in here. So let's say that Alex wanted to come inside a Deal Sauce, and Alex said, "Hey, I don't know, let me just throw my mic on," or you could type it out, and you can ask it anything. Give me the foreclosures in pre-foreclosures or auction properties in the next 3 months, properties that are going to auction next 3 months in Suffolk County, New York, and it will populate. So let's try to do something. Let's do one this way. The other cool part of this is we can search the whole state. Guys, actually, we can search multiple states. Let's go to Florida. Jump around the country a little bit. So the cool thing is, and one of my favorite features, two of the favorite features for me is searching multiple states, because I know other providers, they handcuffed us. And anyone who likes to go fishing and deal hunting, right? I call it fishing. You don't want to be restricted. We want to be able to see everything. So if I typed in Georgia right now, like, the coolest thing is that we can bring up Georgia information too. Now, it's a lot of data, and you guys got to be patient, because we're taking two states. We have 11 million records right now. I'm not trying to break it, but I'm trying to break it. But I'm trying to show you how bad, awesome it is. So you can keep going with this. I don't suggest you do that. The other cool thing about this is you can start to draw. Now, don't worry about the blue dots, because we're not going to show you 11 million blue dots. But let's just say you're like, you know what? I only want to mess with Southern Florida right now. I only want those listings. The other cool feature is that polygon search. So we went down from 11 million to 1.3. Even though I'm searching Georgia, even though I'm searching Florida, you can really play with this. And let's say you wanted to pop up here and do some Georgia and do another search. There's possibilities of doing that. So that's the really cool feature that I really wanted to make sure we have in here, that we're focusing on how we want to search and how we want to go fishing for deals. All right. Now that we went through that, let's just go through some of the AI. You see AI scores here. That's very basic. We could do New Hampshire. Sorry, I just read New Hampshire. We could do active listings, low equity. I know someone asked about double closes earlier. I'll show you guys that filter in a second. We have all of our AI in here. We can get into that a little bit later. You get all your basic searching your properties, cool, lien information, ownership. I like going after folks that it's just the homeowners, or it's just a individual. LLCs, businesses, sure, you can do all that. Preference, years of ownership, owner names, even LLCs. So if you guys know someone who's got potential properties, or you were looking for an owner's name, type it in. We'll bring those up. Mortgage information, pretty cool stuff here. So I just did a low equity, active listing. Let's go with, you can choose loan to value or equity. Let's go with equity. And we want to see, let's go with 90%. Actually, you know what? I want to go 20%. I don't think I like that. We're already searching it, so it's sort of redundant. We'll get away from that. You know what we'll do instead? We're going to go with interest rates. I want a maximum of 5.5% interest rate. So I'm going to read Ben's message while this looks. So we got Jamil said you either buy Connecticut or you connected. Buy in Connecticut or connected to buyers in Connecticut is either accurate. My father's Connecticut law firm deals in probate properties in Connecticut. It's not my primary market, but I wanted to work the deals if I have buyers. So yeah, if you have deals, Ben, in Connecticut, bro, you got to let me know if that's what you're saying. We definitely have friends, definitely have, I mean, I'm up here. I own some stuff down in Rhode Island. Partners have stuff in Connecticut. I don't think I have anything in Connecticut, but we had sold it though. We had a couple multifamilies. But yeah, whatever we can do, we're here to help, man. Love that. So guys, we just looked at 5.5% interest on a mortgage for low equity and just a maximum. We got about 400 in this little area right here. So there you go. Active. We can filter by days on market. Days on market, we can do that. Let's just see what happens here. This one was in November of 2024. So this has been on for, oh damn, that's March. Let's go, keep going. March. Nope, that one's sold now. It's a crappy house. It's telling you it's 10% above value. So, I mean, that's probably a good hint of why maybe it didn't sell. There's your loan information, 3.75. So yeah, really cool. So that's just a quick little search. You guys can do states. You can do polygon search, and that's just by this little button right here, this little box. It's the polygon search tool. Love it. I use it all the time. And that's especially if you want to just dive around certain markets. If you just wanted to hit the seacoast, let's say you wanted the east coast of Florida, just draw the line all the way down or wherever you want to stop. But you didn't want to go inland. You didn't want to get the whole county. You didn't want to get the whole town. Pick and choose where you want to go. So that's one of the better tools. So Tennyson, I hope I say that right. How many tutorial videos are there? We got a ton of tutorial videos. So first, good question, by the way. Good to see you in here. A couple comments. When you come into Deal Sauce, you're going to see a bunch of videos right out of the gate on the left-hand side here. They're in the Launchpad. We're really going to develop that Launchpad out to we want to make it as a hub for everything. Training, freebies, documents. But right now we're using it just to house some of the training videos while people get acclimated. So I've recorded some videos in here for different, AI walkthrough, residential investor leads, skip tracing, how to export files, how to upload your custom lists, just things that I think the general things that people would do. If you do not see something in there, go over to my YouTube channel where you're watching this right now, potentially. Go in, I have 65, 70 videos in there, and then I'm probably going to record some this afternoon. So yeah, and if there's something you guys want to see, just tell me, I'll make it. So hope that helps. Tennyson, hope I'm saying that right. Cool. Good to see you in here. And thanks for being in here. So yeah, anything else you want to see, don't hesitate, just ask. Right on. Finally, I was helpful for somebody. All right, guys. So I'm going to talk about some things that it's not inside the basic subscription. So I don't always want to talk about it because I don't want to eliminate anybody. But what we're going to do is you got to know what's possible. You got to know what tools are able to be bought. I like to go to Home Depot. I love tools. I'm a blue collar guy. I don't buy them all, but I do know they're on the shelf and I do know that they're going to be there for me when I want them. So that's how I look at this. So we're going to go into an area. And again, after you do 5, 10 deals, you're going to start steamrolling. You need to go buy more tools so you can get better, right? You get more team, more members, more people, you spend more money. It's how it all works. So inside of here, it's called Find Fix and Flippers right now, but really what it is, it's an investor lead bundle. And where you would get that, all the upgrades are down here in this little red button on the left-hand side. We call it the residential investor lead bundle. Again, it might be changed. We might see a different design in the future. That's fine. However, this is where it's pretty awesome. So let's say that you wanted to go back to, I don't know, I always use Phoenix. Let's go to Phoenix, Arizona. And what we're going to find right now, thinking, all right, I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. We're going to go filter through and look at this, guys. You can find fix and flippers, landlords, note holders, and private money lenders. So this is something that Pace is really, really in love with. I know this is where he likes to spend time and talk about his team. I know when we first all came in here, his team they were chomping at the bit inside the fix and flippers and the private money lenders. Because private money lenders, after all, I mean, let's go look and see who's in Phoenix right now. And I think Scott Gould, if I'm not mistaken, is going to pop up first. Yes. So I don't know who he is, but this dude's he's one bad mofo. He's funded 92 deals in Phoenix. His average deal funded is $1 million. And he's total funded $101 million. That's just in Phoenix. We got Jonathan here. I don't actually, he's coming up the ranks. I don't know if I've ever seen him number 2. He's got 30. His average deal is 220,000 and he's total funded is 6.4 million. That's interesting. I've actually never seen him. So let's go click on him, right? Let's go see what Jonathan is all about. That's the cool part about this. So Jonathan is a private money lender, but does he do other things? I would bet you he does. So his portfolio size is it's 90, about worth $32 million. He's got 34 in appreciation, and his average purchase is about 250,000, 270, give or take. 32 notes he's currently holding. Ooh, I didn't mean to do that. He's currently holding 32 notes, 10 million. So that's just notes, guys. I just wonder, like, what is a note? A note is that he is lending on something. He potentially has seller finance opportunities for you. Let's say that Jonathan owns some notes on some assets. You could buy those notes from him, equaling potential buying an asset. So I think that's pretty awesome. That's one of the little tricks that I haven't even explored yet. Oh yeah, and he's funded 88 deals. So pretty awesome stuff. All right, sorry guys. All right, so we went through 88 deals. All right, we got that one. So then look at this. Let's just go hit fix and flippers. I do know that the biggest one is probably the landlords inside of here. Fix and flippers. Let's go find those guys. Yeah, it is. Oh, what up, Nadine? It is one of the awesome features. So right now we have 4,400 fix and flippers in it in Phoenix. So, you know, guys, if you find deals, you find opportunities, sure. I'm going to get rid of Open Door. Lennar is another big one. You got Zillow in here. You got some of the big dogs. But the other thing is, like, I do want to see them. It leads me to believe that we're on the right path, right? We're doing the right thing. And we're getting to see what they're doing. 1,600 flips. I mean, these numbers are just crazy. Those are hedge funds. But if you actually can sell a deal to one of their acquisition folks, we're scratching a different surface. I don't want to go down, but we're actively working on bringing some of these big dogs in to be buyers for your deals again. And that would be a hedge fund. So stay tuned on that. But let's just go into fix and flippers. You know, end holdings. I've found myself in here. I've found other people in here that I know. MTB Invests. He's done about 100 flips. He's funded one deal. And you can add him to your list to go reach out to. Hey man, what are you buying? but I can actually tell you right now what he is buying. So let's go look at that. MTB right here. His average purchase price is a $300,000 asset. So if you're finding assets that are 500,000, 6 million, or 1 million, and you're a luxury flipper, do you think that MTB Invest is going to be your right buyer? Although he could be, right? If it's a really good deal, but chances are he's in that $300,000 range of purchases. So that's his ballpark. But if you did have someone else, look at this person, RS Owner LP. They have done 29 flips. Their average flip is $4.8 million. They've made, it says a negative 133 million, that they're probably just holding a lot of assets too that probably has some negative equity. But you can see what I'm getting at here, guys. You got folks that are in all walks of life, $200,000 houses to $5 million houses. So then you just find out who you want to sell to. It's pretty awesome. All of this is a one-time fee. And that's what I said. It's a different tool. Get a tool, get a team member or a partner up with someone, squad up with someone, when you're starting to rolling and do deals. But also if you're private money lending, I mean, finding one money lender in here is worth the price of admission, right? So it's all on how you look at it and all on if you trust yourself on how to do these things. But we're giving you the tools like I've never seen before at the click of a button. That's the pretty awesome thing. So we're going to get out of here. You guys get to see that. Let me get out of this and I'll show you some of the commercial stuff. Doing a very broad overview here, just a general. Okay, cool. So this is actually something that we're buying right now. This is an old mobile home motel. I don't even know where it is anymore. So yeah, same thing, guys. We have everything in here. 12 bed, 14 bath, 6,000 square foot, 48 unit. We have all that stuff in here. And now if you want to go search for, I don't know, let's go find, a lot of people like self-storage these days. We'll go out to Florida. Let's go find self-storage. All right, so let's go find some self-storage here, right here. So we could hone this down, right? We have 1,700 self-storage units or self-storage facilities. So you can look at market values. We can search by number of stories, units, square foot, lots, years, the whole thing, zoning, years of ownership. But here's the cooler part. And let's say that you're not bringing up some of the search features, because I will tell you guys, same with the pre-foreclosures, we're only as good, or other data, we're only as good as the data that they're providing. Now, if a county clerk or the tax office labels someone's self-storage as just general commercial, do you think it's going to come up as self-storage? Not always. It won't. And that is that we're all in the same boat in that one. And that's just the power of human error and laziness at the very, very finest. So what you got to do is you got to be the best. I would be searching self-storage. Oh, cool, great. But I might also remove that and type in, we maybe just go self-storage. I want to see in Florida who has self-storage in their name. 448. Now, what you might have to do is run this between, see, look at this. This is a perfect example. Now, I can't tell you right now if 1101 US Highway 27 is actually a self-storage facility, but I can tell you it says Rizzo, Frank Rizzo, self-storage of Avon Park LLC. It's coming up as vacant land general. Guys, it's not coming up as self-storage because someone at some point did not label it self-storage, or this gentleman bought vacant land and he is building self-storage, or he's a self-storage buyer or operator or builder, developer, and he's going to maybe hit this land. So I just want to let you guys know that Yeah, look at he's buying a few things down here. But also what I want to show you is that, yeah, this Rizzo also bought a vineyard orchard. Is that a storage facility? I'm giving you a hack right now on how to actually circumvent different asset classes where they're coming up mislabeled. So I hope that means something. Good to see Becca Brown. So Justin, sorry, where can I find the flipper category? Deb, it's going to be right down here in this little lock. It says upgrades. And once, if you ever upgrade, if you do have an upgrade, you're going to end up having a tab that's released up here where your leads, your residential, your commercial, and your find fix and flippers is located. It's going to be right here. And it's just a different search bar. Hope that helps. So we have, can you find leads to wholesale with deal sauce? Or is it more deals, contracts, post to invest? No, 100%. So just like everybody else, we're not going to be able to, well, we are going to bring some really cool data in here, and I'm working on that as we speak. Really cool stuff that I haven't seen. I'm testing it for the first time in my career, and I've been doing this for 11 years, 12 years. So it was really cool to see. Trying to work and bring some other stuff in. But guys, what we're doing here is we're just getting you in front of opportunities, right? So we just want to get you in front of the best opportunities that we possibly can, give you the tools to then you have to make the outbound or you might have to do some of the work. So let's say that you were looking for wholesale opportunities. Any one of these deals could be a wholesale. If you called up, I mean, there's different strategies. So I'll do an example here. Let's just say we're going to go find self-storage. I want to bring up this. You know what? Tennyson, I think I said it right. Tennyson, let me tell you a story that if you have not heard it, some people may have heard this one. This asset right here, I'm buying. I'm buying for $1 million. I want to show you it. Perfect example of a wholesale deal. And this stung my team because they didn't find it. Look at this little 1964 motel sitting on an industrial area. This isn't my neighborhood. This isn't my area. So I'm in Southern New Hampshire, guys. We don't have many of these. They're rare. So I do my micro family. We do small multifamily. That's my business. That's my game. This kid is making $250,000 by making 2 phone calls. It was his 5th deal. He's making $250,000 by selling this to me. And I couldn't be more pleased for him. I did tell the story and I made my team jealous and I made some of my friends that do not take the action. This kid drove by this. He skip traced it. He pulled over on the side of the road. He says, I don't think anyone's here. Called it. I'll stop sharing my screen for a minute. So he ended up pulling over on the side of the road, skip traced it, called the first number. It got no answer. Now, what do most people do with that? They just, oh, nothing. They do nothing. They're discouraged and maybe they turn back on the road and keep going. And you drive by it again and you wish you might have it or you think about it, but you really don't take action. 99% of us. Well, what he did is he goes, oh, I didn't speak to anybody. He skip traced it again, or he went to True People Search. He found another phone number, called it. The gentleman picked up. He's like, yeah, I've been thinking about selling that place. It's vacant right now. We just bought a brand new college. They're using it as a religious thing. And he's like, they bought a new place up north. And he goes, yeah, I'd love to sell it. He locked it up for $800,000, sold it to me for 1.050,000. So 250,000 markup. Pretty interesting. 2 phone calls. So I just want to let you guys know, Tennyson, like that is the difference between everyone's looking for this golden nugget and they're looking for the easy button, or they're looking for this golden list that doesn't exist. And this is no disrespect to anyone out there, because I am with you. I do the same business as everybody here. I do in single families. I still do all the same outbounds. The difference between this is this gentleman is going to a bigger asset class where there's bigger margins or bigger assets or nicer assets or deeper discounts. He realized he locked it up at 800 grand. He goes, I can sell this for the tax assessed value. And I still think that's a smoking deal, what I'm paying. So I just want to let you guys know, this is not a brag. This is not a boast. You could find this opportunity inside of Deal Sauce, or if you drove by it, you build that little list. You come in the Deal Sauce, you bring it in, you put it in, you said, add it to my leads. So we have a commercial bucket for you guys. If that's your game, right? Doesn't have to be your game. We have commercial and residential. But you put it in here, and now Tennyson goes, cool. I drove by 17 to Londonderry, or doesn't matter what it's called, 123 Main. I got to call them. Takes it in here. You can skip trace it, text it, call it, mail it, do whatever you want. And those are how opportunities are found. Yeah. And so here's the other thing I didn't tell you. It's almost too much information, but yeah, you know what? I'm going to leave it there just because this is public. That's the minimum he's going to make. That's the minimum. So I'm happy for him. I couldn't be more proud. So I'm like, go find another one. We'll pay the same fees all day. So guys, that is the difference between finding an opportunity. It's under your nose. It's in your backyard. They're in Deal Sauce, but you got to know what you're looking for. But here's one of the coolest parts. If you find someone like myself, or you find another member inside, I don't care if you're in a community or not. If you're in the free Facebook group inside of Pace Morby's free Facebook group, or the Elephant Challenge, which you guys need to go sign up for, by the way, you need to just go ask, hey, who needs a bird dog? Who's got a buy box? And if that's in your backyard, or just say, hey, I'm in this area. You can probably do the most damage in that area in your backyard, because you can drive it, touch it, feel it, taste it, see it, drive it. You see the opportunities, you start bringing them inside of Deal Sauce, and this is your hub. You start bringing them over into the portfolio side, and let's say this is what you're doing, and you found all these deals for me, and you're like, oh yeah, these are all opportunities that I bet I've talked to these people, or I'm going to go reach out to them. And you leave them in here. This is your CRM now. This is your hub, your underwriting. We give you the ability to creatively underwrite in here, all for the basic subscription. So guys, we just got to get out of our own way. Good to see you on the Elephant Challenge then. Yeah, awesome. You're going to see Jenna on there with Pace tonight. Really good. So guys, that's some of the easiest stuff. I didn't mean to ramble on there. I didn't mean to feel like I'm preaching, but I just wanted to show you that when you mentioned about a wholesale deal, they're all under our noses. I've driven by that place a bunch of times too. So, we're gonna be bringing in some really cool features with driving for dollars. I think we're gonna bring in some really cool technology with that. It's not out yet. I don't really want to talk about it too much, but like, we're evolving by the day. So Deb has a question. Is it appropriate for me to ask the local New England Subto community to provide their buy box so I can do bird dogging? I'm itching to get going. And yeah. Deb, you don't need to be inside of Subto. No one has to be inside of their guys right now. We got to do some deals in here. We got to get Deal Sauce. We got to get Elephant Challenge. We got to just take action. I didn't join any communities right out of the gate. I failed forward, but I just showed up every day. That was the thing. Showed up every day. So you will get a deal if you constantly are doing money making activities. That's all it is. Now you got to be disciplined, and you got to yell at yourself. You got that little lizard in your brain. You got to yell at it sometimes and go, oh man, it's a beautiful day out. My friends are all going here. Well, I'll see you guys later. Maybe I'll catch up with you. Do an hour worth of outbound mail, write some cards, write some letters, go door knock, go write Post-its, put it on people's mailboxes, on their doors. Do an hour or two of that. And you know what? You did something today, brick by brick. So again, I'm preaching here. But Deb, I would say, yes, reach out. You want to get buy boxes, and then just something that aligns with you, and give it 90 days. Give it like unrelentless 90 days of action. And like I said, do something every day, even if you're on the couch and you worked all day and you're got Netflix on, you're on the couch, whatever it is. And you write those. I always say write letters or write postcards, because to me, that's one of the things that's one of the money making activities you can do that you don't have to speak to somebody on the phone at 9:00 at night. You can actually make your phone ring randomly one day by doing an activity prior. So you're always moving that needle. And again, there's always ways of doing things. So, Deb, I would say if you're looking for one of our meetups, go to, we have a free Facebook page in New England. It's like Creative New England Real Estate. It's got a UFO on it. Check that out, and also follow New England Subto on Instagram, and we'll always post different things. But we're usually doing meetups once, twice a month at least, and then every Thursday we're on 6 p.m. Is today's Wednesday, Thursday? Today's Wednesday. So tomorrow at 6 p.m. Long week, guys. Sorry. All right. So I was preaching. Let's get back to it. So let's get after actually Deb. And so anyone out there, guys, I don't mean to, we're not talking about New England because that's the only thing we talk about, but I do want to show you that there are buy boxes out there. Let me bring mine up. Actually, I'll stop this right now. Give me just a second. And because most people don't know what a buy box is. And if you actually are a buyer, or if you're in the market and you want to get your deals out there, or you want to be known, or you want people to send you deals, I suggest you do this. Just give me a second. Dang it, I don't have the right one up. I'll show you an old one. This one's pretty busy. I've redesigned it a little bit. And guys, you can do your own. Here, we'll go here. So this would be a buy box. And really all I'm trying to do is, and again, if you are out there looking and you saying, hey, I got deal sauce, or I'm with a team member, or I got a couple people, we're going to squad up, or I'm driving for deals. I'm driving for deals, bringing them in, writing them down. I pull over the side of the road because listen, if you're going after, can you please check the website? Sorry if I missed your answer. I don't know what that means. What up, Brian? So if you are looking to like get after deals for somebody, and you're going after those motels, or you see apartment buildings, and maybe you live in an urban area where you have a bunch of multifamilies and there's some distressed, there most likely is a buyer. Unless it's a war zone, you're going to still have a buyer. I just not as big of a buyer pool, but you will get a hold of a tired landlord, come in the deal sauce, and I'll show you how to do that. But for me, it's, New England. I'm buying it everywhere, but predominantly it's going to be in the blue up here because I can touch it, feel it, taste it, and I can really put my hands on it. And that's where I'm going to buy the biggest assets that I can pay the most. But that's just unique for me. But you're going to go across the country, you're going to find people that want to do co-living. They want to do this. They want to do that. They want to 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, has to be, built 10 years ago. Just get them a creative deal or get them a cash deal. Distressed properties, fix and flippers. So just put yourself out there. And I would reverse engineer this. This is someone's buy box. Go put your picture and say, I'm a bird dog, or let me find you deals. I'm in North Carolina and Raleigh. And, I will hunt for deals in this market for you, whatever. Send me your buy box. And then you just accumulate a few of those people, and I'll show you this. Watch this. And then we'll get out of here. All right. So let's say that you accumulated some folks' buy box. You can create their unique searches and save them in here. Now, just forgive my save searches because I've just used examples. It says my New Hampshire save searched a bunch of times, but I have one that says my Tennessee. Now, just replace that with, hey, this is Becca's buy box. This is Justin's buy box. This is Deborah's buy box, Tennyson's buy box. And now every time you could just go like, hey, let me go find Myron's. The search that you executed on, let me get back out of here, populates. Now, it's not like the coolest feature, right? It's like, all right, cool, Justin, it's a save feature. But what I'm trying to tell you is that you can then replace those people's buy boxes and just make a filter for it, put them in, and you can even add to those. You can give them a portfolio. So we're giving you the tools to just make your own systems in here. But that's, again, one way of doing it. Oh, thanks, Shell. Shell's in here. Appreciate you. Here's the Facebook group if you're looking for it. Cool. All right. So other things. We're almost done, I think. Yeah, we got a couple minutes. So guys, let me know if there's anything else in here that you guys want to see. I mean, we can rattle on for hours and days, but what I want to get everyone doing is just taking some action. So again, deal sauce. We have everything from residential, commercial, your basic subscription. Come get your 2 free weeks. Or if you don't have 2 free weeks, or if you're looking for the membership, go to saucemydeals.com. Anthony has a question. Can you consider making a screen halves, enlarged, or reduce? Is that for me or for deal sauce? We can check that out. He's asking about screens. It's a good call. I think honestly, there's some logistics around the browsers we use, from Chrome to Firefox to Safari, and we do have auction dates. Yes, we do. So let's get rid of this search feature here. All right, let's say we're in Tennessee. Let's go look for auctions. You know, I've never used this one. Have I? So those are going to be foreclosures. Let's go here. We get out of this one. I want to show you guys a cool feature. Look at this double notices served. I want you guys to have a little secret sauce on this one too. This is a filter I don't think anyone has. But that, again, we're inside the creative space. So right here we have auctions. Excuse me, that's the last notice, but we will have some of the dates in here. I believe on the recording. I've seen it before. Let's go find those. So notice date. I have seen the auction dates before, but I'm not seeing some of them. There was one line item down here, and one of them I saw it was gave you the date. This could be a Tennessee thing. I'm not. I know a lot about pre-foreclosure, but I'm not versed on every state and every county. But yes, we do have some dates. But really, again, the name of this game is, I should create a whole video on this, because this is where I did go from buying pre-foreclosures back in the day, but I didn't know anything about Subto. I didn't know anything about seller finance or anything. We just bought them cash, and we would go to the auctions. But now it's finding the auction sites and monitoring those. And there's other ways of doing this where you bring the data in. We have a feature to upload lists in here. Then you can build them and stack them and do all sorts of cool things. So when we get time to catch up, try to close a deal and the current owner has an auction date set, I would be reaching out. If you know someone has a notice of foreclosure, a notice of default, you need to reach out right away. So I had a text message today that, and he said, I think it's Bail Up, said, we have a week before the auction date. Yeah, if you can save them. Most people will keep their head in the sand for a long time. So you're going to get folks that go, hey, I need help. I understand that I can't save myself. Then and a lot of the low hanging fruit gets their problem resolved. So you're going to find the investors that are quick to the punch, that go to the county, they go to the courthouse, they get the data, like the day that someone may have filed a notice of default, or the next day. They go and door knock it. They take the extra action, rather than someone calling, texting, sending a piece of mail that takes 4 days, 5 days to get there. They already door knocked it. So the early bird gets the worm. All right. And then you have a set of folks that don't believe it's going to happen. And this isn't a pre-foreclosure conversation. I didn't mean to turn into it, but Bail Up, I'm going to let you know. And then sometimes you're going to get the folks that go, oh, dang, 1 week, 3 days, 2 days before, they're like, all right, that help you asked me about, I'm ready. And you're like, dude, I've been asking you for a month, but we're here to bring value. We're here to serve. So you do your best, but then everyone has to scramble. So you got to reach out as soon as possible, and you got to continue to reach out because, it's all about finding that bringing that value to these people. So once the auction is done, would it be, oh, yes, I'm sorry if that's what you meant. If the auction has gone on 9 out of 10 times, there's no rescinding that. And they call it you can rescind them sometimes. Now, if there was this clerical ways of doing things, like, I don't want to get in the weeds, but let's say that you asked, let's give the example that the property technically sold at the auction. So the homeowner didn't save it in time, or they didn't think they did. But really, in reality, they were at the courthouse filing bankruptcy minutes before the auction went live at noontime, whatever time it was. And let's say they filed at 11:30. The the clerk didn't get the paperwork done in time, so the auction went on. However, technically, that person didn't win the auction. They now have to call it back. They rescind it. The homeowner file bankruptcy. Things pause. So there are those circumstances that you could beat the clock, the buzzer beater. That's one scenario out of many. But if it's sold to the bank, or if someone else bought it, technically it's a good chance it's done. There's other things in there. I'm not going to get in the weeds, but yeah, you want to you got to stay with it. Try to help them beforehand. And sometimes buying them at auction is cheaper, honestly. All right, guys. Sorry for those who got into the auction talk or the foreclosures, but I hope that was valuable, if any. If you have any questions, let's keep going. If not, head over to the YouTube channel. And if there's videos you need to see, make a comment in some of those videos. I'll be in there making videos all the time. We have some other things coming out. I'm going to do a comping video very soon on some of the latest features. And get over to the elephant challenge. So it is always good to circle around and make a call. If the auction is done, you can check. But brother, I don't know if that's really worth your time, because most often you're going to be the one saving them hours before or at the buzzer beater. Now, bail up is out, a bail up, ball up. Sorry, my eyes are bad. So essentially they're asking, do I follow up with someone who's had their property sold at the third party auction or at the auction? And yeah, there's always a what if, but usually it's us, the investors, that are saving it at the finish line. So then we're working with our transactional coordinator to rescind that auction, saying, hey, just so you guys know, the homeowner filed bankruptcy at 11:31 a.m. Your auction was 12 noon. We were before that. It's time stamped, letting you guys know. So next thing you know, yep, all right, homeowner has their house back. You still have some work to do. You still have to buy that house. So I hope that makes sense. I would be looking for opportunities in my backyard. If there is someone who had their property sold, you might be able to see what you can do to help. But most of the time, you're going to be running into a dead end wall, because the other thing is, a lot of these mortgages talk about there's no clauses, right? A redemption period, you might hear. They've done away with a lot of redemptions now. It's possible, but that's the other little thing you can look for, is a redemption period. But I don't think a lot of the times you waive that right. Good to see you, Sandra. All right, guys. So let me throw that link in the side chat. I think I had it, to sign up for Pace's Elephant Challenge. But I think it's pretty awesome if you're brand new. Oop, I won't have it right here. Here, I'll put it up. Elephant Challenge tonight. Go to go.thebiggestchallengeever.com. And yeah, it's free. And he's going on tonight with Jenna Hoover, who's awesome at Deal Sauce. She's a trainer, and she's been using this. She's an investor. Super great. A lot better than I am. A lot more elegant, and a lot prettier. So, all right, guys. Hey, thanks for hanging out. And I guess I don't think I'm going to go live tomorrow, but I'm going to try to switch up some of these times. So stay fluid with me. And if we think that 5 o'clock is better on a Wednesday, I'll do 5 o'clock I usually do Thursdays noontime on YouTube, and then Tuesdays I'm inside of the communities. So if you're a sub two, top tier, Gator, Owners Club, um, check it out. And if we want to do more and this is more of a demand, I'll do more. So guys, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one.